really today want to talk about what no one tells you about quantum leaps. And that's that when you are in the middle of a quantum leap, it can feel really messy, really confronting. It doesn't look good on Instagram, okay? It's not that glamorous when you're in the midst of it. Like when you are out of it and you are experiencing this new life that you called in, that feels incredible. But when you are in the midst of it, yeah, there's this part of you that makes you question yourself, question your desires, and whether any of this is even working or even worth it, right? The truth is, when you are in the middle of a quantum leap, when you are collapsing timelines, when you're shifting into a higher version of yourself, it feels like chaos. You might feel exhausted, unmotivated, triggered. You might be grieving relationships and identities that are falling apart and falling away. You might think that you're doing something wrong when in fact you are right on track. And I want to give you language for what's happening so you can recognize it for what it is. And that is transformation, expansion, your next level being born through you. So I'll be taking you through 7 major signs that you are in the midst of a quantum leap. But let me just preface that you won't necessarily experience every single one of these signs, okay? But if you are in the midst of a quantum leap, you will likely recognize more than a few. And the more significant the leap that you're calling in is, whether it's like a whole new identity, a complete lifestyle change, a new business, or blowing up your business, or like a radical shift in income, or like getting married when you're now single, anything at all, the more intense the shifts are, the more intense these signs tend to be. So pay attention to that. And let's start with our first sign, and that is you are currently being met with massive resistance. So things might suddenly feel so much harder than they did before. Like if you think things have felt hard until now everything is looking terrible. Like everything is so much more triggering, more emotional. You might be finding it really, really hard to be taking action. Things that you did before and like felt maybe they were a little bit difficult, maybe they were easy. Now they just feel super hard. You might even be like, why is this so hard? Like I have been doing this for like I can tell you when I was shifting niches in my business, writing content for a bit felt like the most difficult thing. Not after I shifted niches, but when I was in the midst of trying to figure out what it is that I want to do, writing a simple piece of content felt like the worst task ever. And that is because you are being tested. Okay. So it is not a punishment, it's literally preparation. And when I say tested, I don't mean like in a cruel way by the universe. I don't believe in the universe testing you per se. I mean more like you are being tested by your own field, if you will, to see whether you can hold the level of energy and the identity that you are calling in. So if you are manifesting more money, for example, you might find yourself facing like unexpected expenses. Maybe your car breaks down, maybe you like get a parking ticket or whatever it is. And you really have to still believe in abundance and see how abundance is all around you. This is your field testing you. Are you truly abundant? Do you truly believe that abundance is your human right? If you are calling in a relationship, you might be going on the worst dates of your life right now, or you might be talking to the worst people on dating apps or whatever it is. Or maybe you're suddenly not being offered any dates, like you can't find anyone on like websites or dating apps, or like none of your friends is introducing you to anyone where for a while you did get people interested. This is all a sign that the leap is happening. Okay, so this resistance is not a sign that you should stop. It is your system being stretched so it can support the next level of your reality. And we need you to really, really understand that this is where your field is testing you. Do you still believe even when things feel really, really hard? The second sign is kind of related, and this is that your vibrations, your gaps, your subconscious blocks, your limiting beliefs, your childhood wounds, all of these things get so much louder. So, as you begin to expand into this new version of yourself, your ego will panic because your ego, and this is something that I talk about a lot to my clients, your ego, your nervous system, your subconscious are designed to keep you safe. They are not there to help you quantum leap in a sense. They want you to feel safe. And for them, what is familiar is safe, meaning your present reality is what's familiar and that's what's safe to them. And therefore, they want to keep you exactly there. They don't like the unknown. They don't like change. So your ego will essentially dig up every old pattern, every old belief, every wound that it can to try and stop you. Now, there is another reason, and I will talk about that in a minute. But the first one is your ego really making sure to dig these up massively. So you'll find yourself doubting the very things that you were certain of, even like last week. Like you'll hear thoughts like, who do you think you are? Or what if this doesn't work? You will suddenly feel rejected, unworthy, unloved, whatever that is deep within your subconscious. And this is the work that we do inside of the Recode method, which, if you're interested in, you can check it out in the show notes as well. I might talk about it a bit more at the end, but this is the work that we do inside the Recode method, which is also included in my Manifestation Accelerator group program. And the reason this method is so powerful is inside of the Recode method, we actually bring those vibrations up. So we don't wait for the universe to bring them up. We don't wait for the ego to bring them up. We bring them up ourselves. And this is what accelerates our manifestation massively. Okay. And this brings me to the second reason for why these old patterns, wounds, blocks come up. And that is because you cannot take them to your next level with you. Okay. The next level you, the one who is living in a loving relationship, the one who has her dream body, dream health, the one who has a an incredibly successful seven-figure business, the one who just gets payments out of nowhere, the one who gets pregnant, whatever that is, they cannot take your current blocks, your current beliefs, your current wounds, at least the way that they are now. They cannot take them to the next level. That it literally just won't work. Okay, so you can either be that next level or you can be the person who has those blocks. You can't have both. Okay, so in order to quantum leap and get to your next level, you have to become aware of these blocks in order to be able to release them. Okay. And how do you become aware? Well, either the universe will just bring them up so that you can release them, or you can even accelerate that more and bring them up yourself using the Recode method. And I don't want you to see this as like punishment. I want you to see this as, okay, this is coming up. Because my ego wants to keep me safe, but it's okay. I'll make it safe using nervous system work, regulation work, somatic tools. That's fine. Like, we'll take care of our egos, right? Also, because you really have to become aware of them. And how will you become aware of them? If they're like just silently working in the background. No, they have to become loud for you to notice them and for you to release them. Okay. So, this is why a lot of limiting beliefs and blocks will come up. We want to become aware of them and we want to release them. And this is what we do inside of the Recode method. Now, why I love this so much is we use the gap generator, which is inside of the Recode method, to bring up those vibrations and those gaps very, very quickly. It literally takes like 30 seconds once you're versed in the tools. And then a lot of the times you just won't have to go through a lot of hard lessons. Like the universe won't have to like make them super loud and in your face. You will just bring them up using the tools that we use inside of the Recode method. And you will also learn how to release them so quickly, like literally the whole thing, the whole process takes maybe 10 minutes and we release it. We let it go and we call in a new reality. So again, if you're interested in the Recode method, this is a training inside of my Manifestation Accelerator program, which is an 8-module, like honestly, incredible program. I am currently running it live, so it's currently closed. There is a wait list though, so you can join the wait list. Or you can just purchase the Recode method individually. Honestly, that method alone, that training alone, will change your life. Okay, number 3 is you feel constantly exhausted or even physically unwell. Okay. Again, this is something that happened to me. This is something that I see with friends and with clients often. When you're just on the verge of a shift, suddenly you are freaking exhausted. I remember I had a month where I just couldn't get up for the gym. Just couldn't get up. Now, if you know me, if you follow me on Instagram, you might know that I wake up almost every day at 4:30 a.m. to get to the gym at 5 a.m. That's because I have a toddler who I need to be back home for like 6:37 a.m. because that's when he wakes up. So I go to the gym super, super early. And yeah, and that for about a month, I just couldn't bring, I was just so exhausted. I couldn't bring myself to wake up. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, I was actually sleeping quite well. I just didn't understand why. And now looking back, I understand why. I also got sick, unsurprisingly. And again, this is something that will happen to a lot of people when they're in the midst of it all. And that is because your nervous system is recalibrating to hold more energy, to hold more visibility, maybe to hold more expansion, right? And it is really a somatic process, an energetic process. Your body is literally integrating a new frequency. You may feel really tired, foggy, depleted. You may suddenly get sick after years of not getting sick, or you might just not have the capacity for things that you are just used to doing, right? And that's okay. Your system is doing deep work behind the scenes. And just a side note, this is not the time to force productivity, okay, or override those signals. It's okay for you to rest. You have done the majority of the work by telling the universe that you are ready to quantum leap, by doing the manifestation work, by doing the energy work. You still should take aligned action, okay? But we need to be very, very intentional about what aligned action looks like for us now. Okay, so this is really time to rest, to ground, to nourish yourself, and really let the work land deeply in your body and in your energy. Sign number 4 is it will feel like your life is falling apart. And this is a big one. It's the one most people really panic over. So, when you're going through a quantum leap, when you're really in the midst of it, the things in your life that are no longer aligned with will start to dissolve. That might look like friendships ending, even relationships ending, like business directions changing, like maybe leaving a job, like maybe clients leaving you, like a version of yourself, a way of doing things that once felt comfortable. These all of these things are just dissolving. Okay, it might be about family connections that are dying down, like things in the house that suddenly stop working. And this can be painful. It can feel like a loss. You might find yourself even grieving certain things, but this is really just a clearing. You cannot carry, as we talked about with the blocks, you cannot carry everything with you into your next timeline. Some things just have to fall apart, even if you don't want them to fall apart, in order to make space for what you have asked for. And I want you to remember that that's okay. Now, if specifically I'm talking about relationships ending, like friendships ending, that can feel really, really painful. And I'm definitely not telling you go and ditch everyone that doesn't serve you. I don't believe in that. But some things will just happen naturally, which I will talk about a bit more in the next point, actually, in point 5. But I just almost want to encourage you and explain to you that some relationships are not meant to be there with you for life, okay? And that applies to friendships as well. And that also applies to some family relationships. So if something falls apart in your life and it makes you really sad, it can be like a very close friendship. I want you to take the time to grieve that. That's okay. But I also want you to understand that that friendship was there for a certain amount of time for a reason to help you grow, to help with reflections that you needed to be faced with. But now it was time for it to end. It's no longer serving both of you. And that is okay. It's hard, but it's okay. Let's move on to sign number 5. You have zero patience for what's misaligned. So, where you used to tolerate certain like behavior, certain people, certain environments, suddenly you just can't. It's like your tolerance for anything that's out of alignment with your new reality, with your next level self, just disappears. And that's because your energy is elevating. Your system knows what you're here to step into. And anything that doesn't match your new frequency just starts to feel heavy and just too heavy, like intolerable. Like you just cannot tolerate it anymore. It could be people, it could be social gatherings, it could be anything at all. You suddenly feel like you cannot cope with having those things in your life. And this is a sign that you're just outgrowing your current environment. Let that be okay. As I said about the previous sign, it's okay to grieve certain things, especially if it's like environments or people, but just know that it is taking you to the next level, as well as behavior. So, what I find a lot with quantum leaps is with friends, like especially friends who are like in victim mode, who don't take radical responsibility, who don't take action, you just really cannot tolerate being around them anymore because you are shifting so fast and you just cannot be around people who don't take action, who are in victim mode. They just feel like they bring you down. So you might not have patience for that, and that is okay. Again, I'm not telling you ditch those friends because likely, I mean, hopefully, they will also step into their higher self sooner rather than later. But if for a bit you need to take a step back, that is okay. Sign number 6, and this is a crazy one, and I don't think I've never heard that anywhere in any manifestation podcast, book, anything at all. You might start getting electric shocks and zaps, okay? And this is something that I personally experienced in my biggest quantum leap, which I talk about in a previous episode, in a previous YouTube video, which was really me stepping into my true authentic identity, talking about manifestation and spirituality more openly, run it, just launching my new business and my new program for a few weeks. I am not joking you. I was getting electric zaps from everything. I was like touching my laptop, zap, touching a door handle, zap, touching my phone, zap, touching a light switch. Like literally, it was wild. And it was also annoying. Like I would literally get to a point where I was scared to like connect my phone to the charger because I would know I would get a zap when I touch my phone. I would get a zap when I connect like the charger to the socket. It was wild. And I had another client who recently experienced that as well. And that's how I know. And I told her, okay, you just wait. You just wait. It's going to happen for you very soon. What I want you to understand is that this is not random. Okay. When your frequency is shifting quickly, your body becomes a literal conductor. Okay. You are charged with new energy, with new energetic codes, with new calibration. And sometimes that can literally show up physically. Your energy is just changing so rapidly that when you come across or when you touch certain things with a lot of energy as well, you will just feel those zaps because your energy is just like going out of you. I don't know how to explain that. If you're seeing me on YouTube, you will see the movement I'm taking. But this is one of those signs that like might seem really funny or really strange, but it's actually very, very real in my experience. And the final sign, and this one's a more positive one because I know the first 6 were like, oh, like, everything is going to shit. This one is a bit more of a positive one. I wanted to end on a positive note, and this is you are seeing angel numbers everywhere. And if you listen to the podcast, you probably know what angel numbers are, right? They are like 111, 222, 555, 888. They will be showing up everywhere for you. They will show up in time stamps. They will show up in receipts. They will show up in like on car, like what's it called, like number plates, on addresses and phone numbers, like on likes on posts on Facebook. And what I want you to understand is these are almost like winks from your quantum field, from your guides, from your angels. They are confirmation that you are on the right track and that you should keep going. You should continue going. These are signs that like things are unfolding behind the scenes for you, even if you can't fully see them yet. And I love this one because, as I said, the first 6 signs are really just about all the hardship in quantum leaping. And therefore, and when I was going through it, and I still do because I honestly quantum leap weekly nowadays, and I see angel numbers everywhere. And I love that because they remind me that I am on the right path, that things are unfolding perfectly for me behind the scenes, and that even though I'm going through a lot of hardship, it is all happening for me. So, if all of this resonates, if you are in the midst of a quantum leap right now, what can we do? Let me offer some tools for you to ground you, to anchor you, and to move you through this phase with a bit more ease, a bit more confidence, and a bit more clarity. So, first of all, nervous system regulation and some somatic tools as well. We want you to really anchor into your body. We want you to make your nervous system and your ego feel safe with receiving more, okay? Because as we said, they are going to try and keep you safe, and for them safe is staying where you are, staying where it's familiar. So, I would really recommend doing breath work, walking in nature, grounding or earthing, cold and hot showers, just spending time in nature in general. When your nervous system feels safe, your field will just open up to receiving. Okay, so I would definitely research some breath work, somatic tools. I love the butterfly exercise personally. It's one of my favorite, but I have a few favorites. We actually talk about it in module 4 of the Manifestation Accelerator. I teach my clients so many incredible tools so that they can choose and pick from, but definitely make sure you regulate your nervous system. The second one is clearing your subconscious of old wounds and vibrations. So you can use tools like my recode method, which I talked about, to really identify and shift the beliefs and blocks that are surfacing for you as you're quantum leaping, to really be able to name them, to process them through your body, and to let them go. And if you don't have a go-to practice, even just journaling around the fears that are coming up is a great place to start. However, in the recode method, we really dive deeper into blocks that you might not be consciously aware of. So limiting beliefs are normally in our conscious mind, which runs like 5% of the show, but 95% of the show is run by old wounds, vibrations, unconscious things that we are not aware of unless we really dive into our subconscious and unconscious, which is what we do with the recode method. So as I said, if you're interested in learning more about it, just tap the link in the show notes or in the description box. Number 3 is detoxifying your body. So again, this is something that I don't think I've ever heard any manifestation coach or teacher talk about. We want to detoxify our body, not just our energy and not just our mind, okay? The body keeps the score. That is so true. Even after we have cleared our energetic field and our subconscious from wounds and limiting beliefs and blocks and emotions, we still have residues in our body. And therefore, we want to use some detoxification tools for our body. This is something else that we do in module 4 of the Manifestation Accelerator program. So this can be things like going to the sauna, like dry brushing, like doing a gentle like nutrition detox, like heavy exercise, okay, like really sweaty exercise. I'm not normally a proponent of really sweaty exercise. I am more of a strength training slash Pilates girly. But when you are going through this, you might want to really do a few sweaty exercises just to let it all out, okay? And there are a lot more tools that you could use, but these are just a few that I will be naming here. And a fourth tool for you is honestly just stay connected. Quantum leaps can feel super isolating. A lot of people around you just want to understand what you're going through, especially if they're not super spiritual. I don't want you to do this alone. Okay. So, whether you are in like a mentorship community, or honestly, just find one friend who understands this kind of work, who is open to spirituality, to manifestation, to quantum leaps, and allow yourself to share with them, to be supported, and to be witnessed. Honestly, I have a few friends that I can think about that if I didn't have them in the last few months, which by the way, in January of this year, I had none of them. Like I manifested 3 of the most like aligned connections I've ever had in my life. And I know that they came to me at the right time as I am quantum leaping. If I didn't have them, I don't know how I would have gone through this. So, really, just find even one person who will be there for you, and that will make the world of a difference. I just want to remind you that if you're moving through something right now, if you're navigating a timeline shift, if you're stuck in the in between, if you feel like you need more clarity, you feel like you need more guidance, more hand holding, more showing you where the right way to go is, you don't have to figure it out alone. Right now, there are 2 really powerful ways that I can support you, depending on what you need and how deep you want to go. So, the first is a limited time offer that's only available until the end of June 2025. So, if you are listening to this at a later date, sorry. And this is a mini energetic reading that I've created specifically for this time of the year. So we're at the midpoint of 2025, right? We're halfway through. And this is the perfect time to check in with your energetic field and recalibrate for what you're truly here to receive over the next 6 months. So these are my mid year energy mapping sessions. And these are essentially really powerful readings that I'm going to be recording for you, and they will be sent to your email where I'll tune directly into your field and give you what your soul wants you to know to unlock your highest timeline for the rest of the year. So you can ask up to 3 questions or choose a theme or just go with what do I most need to know right now, and I will just channel that for you from your creator field and from your higher self. This really is the check in that your soul has been asking for. If you're feeling pulled, there is a reason for that. This is really the missing puzzle piece that you need to move forward faster, with more clarity, with more alignment, with certainty, and with the right energy. You don't have to figure it all out alone. Some guidance from your higher self and from your soul field can take you so far and so much more quickly. Now, normally these will be priced at 111 pounds, but just for now, for the month of June, I am doing them for just 55 pounds. And this is insane because literally, just from this, I don't know how long it's going to be, 20 to 30-minute read, maybe longer, maybe shorter, just depending on what you need. Just from this read, you will get everything that you need to quantum leap massively for the rest of 2025. So it is the middle of the year. You can you can climb mountains in the next 6 months. And all you need is some breadcrumbs, some nuggets from your higher self to really get there faster with more clarity. And honestly, paying 55 pounds, you can, if you're looking to make more money, this will help you like 10 times your income so quickly. This will help you find your dream relationship. This will help you quantum leap in your business. This will help you quantum leap in your health and fitness. This is so worth it and is actually pretty insane. So if you are interested in this, message me on Instagram or email me. So you will have my email and my Instagram in the show notes. Just the word check-in, okay, to claim this session before the end of the month. Now, if you're ready for deeper live support, if you're listening to this after the month of June 2025, when the mini reads are no longer available, if you want the kind of transformation that literally reconfigures your entire field in one session, then my signature manifestation mapping session is for you. This is a super high frequency one-on-one session designed to align your energy, your identity, and your actions to the timeline that you've been trying to step into. So during our session, I'll tune into your soul field, your higher self field, and your creator field to pinpoint exactly what's blocking your manifestation and channel the tools and strategy and even the timeline that you need to collapse those timelines and bring the desired reality into your actual reality faster than ever. So from this session, which is fully customized to you, you will walk away fully aligned to your higher self and your highest timeline and your fullest potential. We align both your identity and your frequency. Both are the root of your reality. You will also be free of subconscious blocks, vibrations, programming, limiting beliefs that keep you right now second guessing and are just literally blocking everything that you're trying to do. You will be operating at a higher level of confidence, of authority. You'll be fully stepped into the next level version of yourself with amazing self-image and self-love. You will already be attracting desires and opportunities like almost immediately, just because by taking that step of getting that manifestation mapping session done and channeling the tools, you are already signaling to the universe that you are ready for a higher timeline. And this, my clients usually start seeing the effects days after the session because it is so powerful. And of course, you will also be super crystal clear on your strategy, on your energetic tools that you need to implement, on the emotional tools that you need to implement, and on the physical strategy that you need to take as well. And you will not be left to integrate it alone. You will also get 5 business days of private one-on-one messaging with me to help you land the shifts, implement the tools, and really embody your new frequency. These sessions are for the people who are really ready to move fast, to take radical responsibility, to stop self sabotaging and second guessing, and really become an energetic match for everything that they want and they have been calling in. If that is you, there is a link to book a session in the show notes, in the description box, depending if you're listening to this on as a podcast or you're watching this on YouTube, or you can also just DM me the word, let's say, mapping. If you want to know more, we can always have a chat about it. Okay, so this is it, my love. So if you're experiencing any of these signs right now, I want you to know that you are not broken, you are not off track, you are not falling behind, you're not doing anything wrong. You are becoming the version of yourself who can hold what you have asked for. So let it be messy, let it stretch you, let it undo what was never meant to stay, and trust that what's on the other side of this is everything that you have been calling in. So thank you for being with me today, and I will see you next time.